Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Sippin' on Stories podcast with me, Mandy Corey, your host. I'm so delighted to have you here with me today. The sun has been shining for a few days recently, and it has been so nice. It has been bringing me so much joy. But what's also bringing me joy is all of you guys. Every time I see that people are tuning in and listening to the episodes, it just brings me so much happiness and joy and gratitude. So I know I say it every single week, but I am so grateful. And this has just been so fun. If you are enjoying the podcast and you want to hear more of it, then please share it with your family and your friends. I do need people to tell their stories to keep this podcast going. And by sharing it, you are helping that happen. And if you are finding the courage to come on the podcast yourself with your own story, you can find the link in my Instagram highlights under the submit a story, or you can email me, sippinonstoriespodcast@gmail.com. Oh, my Instagram is sippinonstoriespodcast if you haven't gone there yet. So, love to hear from you. I know I say it every week, and I'm going to continue to say that every week. For today's episode, it's a lot lighter than some of our previous episodes. We have my friend Michelle. She said that she would come on, and she decided to share her love story. The way that she got together with her now husband and their engagement and proposal. It's just a little different than what some people may experience. So it was fun to talk to her about this. I already knew most of it, but some of it was news to me, and I hope you also enjoy it. So thanks again for being here, and here's your story. So Michelle, do you want to say hi?
Hi! I'm so excited that we're doing this. It's been like the longest time coming.
It has. Michelle knows the name of the podcast is Sippin' on Stories. So Michelle, my question to you, as with everybody, tell me your drink of choice.
Water. I'm a water girl.
Every time.
Every time. Boring water girl.
Water can still be great.
Sometimes with ice. Sometimes with no ice. No ice for today.
She's got her Stanley.
Basic Utah mom.
That's right. Okay, so Michelle has a story for us. I'm just going to let her take it away with the story.
Okay, Mandy and I have been troubleshooting what we put on the podcast, because obviously she's been like, I'm going to interview you. What story are you going to tell? And I have said, the story of falling in love is a pretty great story. So I'm going to get into a lot of the nitty gritty details that have nothing to do with Michael and I falling in love, because
that's the best part of the story.
Background details. Mandy and I are the closest friends because we both love all of the details. So that's hopefully this doesn't get too super boring for everyone else. Okay, Michael and I, technically, I know that we met when we were like really, really young kids, like 3 or 4, because his older sister was engaged to my oldest brother. They were engaged, they broke it off, but when they were engaged, I know there was a time that I was around Michael, so, technically we like met when we were younger, but I don't remember that. So we technically met the first day of high school in Mr. Cluckhone's class. I called him Mr. Clucky, but his name is Mr. Cluckhone. And it's actually a really sweet story. I like it when Michael tells it, because he was sitting at the front desk and he had the thought, turn around because your wife is about to walk into the room. And he turned around, in walks me. And I went and sat right next to him. And I did kind of recognize him. I danced with his sister, and his brother was in the Nutcracker with us. So, and he looks like a Winters boy. So I went and sat down and I said, are you related to Stephen Winters? And he said, yeah, that's my older brother. And I said, I love him. He is so handsome. and you look just like him. And he was like glowing. And also, I don't know if anybody is listening to this knows my Michael. He is so cute. He was the nerdiest boy. He wore this orange tie-dye shirt to high school, like literally every other day. He would like wear it, wash it. I don't know what he was wearing the other days, but it was his favorite t-shirt and he wore it like all the time. He has 2 teeth that grew in like stubs, and now he has veneers. Did you not know that?
I don't think I knew that.
It was like, is it his cane? I should know. And I want to say he was maybe like a junior in high school when they like built in veneers around it. So he has veneers. But yeah, so they were just stubby. So he had like a nerdy little smile. He had a little watch that he could keep phone numbers in. Like he literally called it his nerd watch. And he just, also he had been homeschooled / charter schooled. So this was his first day of public school. And
it's just crazy.
Yeah. So he had always worn like a uniform, and it's just totally different vibes. So he was super nerdy, but, just to tell his side of the story, he fell in love with me really fast because I was so nice, just to like brag about myself a little bit.
Tell.
I was I do pride myself on, I feel like I didn't like discriminate against any type of group of person in school. Like I feel like I could really jive with any person that I was sitting next to. I do feel like like looking back on my high school experience, I'm proud of myself for that. Anyway, my point, I feel like I did get along with everybody, but he felt like I was the only girl that was nice to him, which is sweet. To like when he brings it up now, he's always like, "You were so nice to me. Like you were a pretty girl that was nice to me," which I didn't feel like I was a pretty girl, but whatever. His words, not mine. Anyway, but so I sat with him like all year. He was in that science class, and I always sat with him. He was always so sweet. But I was always like dating someone else. My first serious boyfriend, also named Michael, I dated for like a good year and a half, and he and I broke up. I was heartbroken for a while, and then I eventually like started dating someone else. I got cast in a role playing across from a boy that I knew but didn't know very well.
In theater.
Yeah, so I got cast playing across from Sid, and we weren't super close. So over the summer, because we were playing across from each other, we started texting and kind of fell in love over text. And he took...
You and Sid, or you and Michael?
Me and Sid, okay. Yeah. So again, still Michael and I are not... Like,
you're just friends.
Yeah. When Michael tells the story, he always says, like, she was always dating somebody else. But yeah, Michael and I were friends, like really good friends. Anyway, so Sid and I got together. We didn't date for a super long time, like first half of my senior year or something. In fact, rewind. This is funny too. Because Michael and I had broken up, and we were approaching choir tour. And at our high school, in our choir, I don't know if this is like a normal thing, but they have something called choir tour romances, CTRs, just to be very Mormon about the whole thing. So you would have like a CTR. And I know Michael had asked me, like, or joked around or something, like, we should be CTRs. And I feel like most girls in high school, you have a hard time saying when you're like not into it. Yeah. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, I don't really remember agreeing to this, but apparently he took it seriously.
He says that you did.
Yeah. Oh, he's like, we agreed. Like, we were going to be CTRs. Like, it was planned before.
He was probably so excited.
But we were going to be choir tour romances. So actually the very first picture that we have of us ever, my friend Jenna took, and she snapped it of us while I was texting another boy that I had met on choir tour.
This is quite the CTR.
I know. We drove like from Pocatello to Spanish Fork and had this really embarrassing exchange with the choir there. Within 15 minutes of being with this other choir, I'd already identified the boy that I was interested in. His name was Cord. And we were like all over each other and having a water fight in the, in the parking lot. I don't know why this was happening. We're both like
very high school.
Wet and like hugging and laughing, and Jenna took pictures of that too, by the way. I don't know that I could ever locate them.
Michael's probably just sitting there like,
what's happening right now? And because Jenna was with all of her friends, I didn't have a cell phone that I could text on. So she let me use her phone the whole time
to text
Cord. So I was texting Cord the entire choir tour. So like really Michael, he really did have a hard time with like, he couldn't get his foot in the door.
He was trying.
We actually have a mug that he gave me from that choir tour. He went to like a mug shop where you could have them customized, and it was in LA, so it has like a star, like an LA star, you know, and it says #1 CTR on it. And we still have it. He used it as his mug on his desk.
He was so in love.
Oh, he's so cute. Like, I can't even. He's so adorable.
Where do you have this mug?
Yeah, it's downstairs. I'll show it to you. Yeah. It's very cute. Anyway, but Michael just couldn't get his foot in the door. So, but eventually he started dating, oh my gosh, one of our favorite people, because she introduced you and me.
Julie?
Yes. Yeah, I introduced the two of them. So there was some overlap with, I was dating Sid, he was dating her. Me and Sid break up. Michael and Julie are still dating. And then I catch feelings for, I'm going to call him B.
Okay. Yes.
We're going to leave his name out. Anyone that knows this person or me knows exactly who I'm talking about, so I don't know why I feel the need.
We'll call him B.
Part of the reason why I'm talking about my other boyfriends leading up to this is I didn't have a type. I just don't. I don't have a physical type. If you line up my boyfriends, they all look very different. It's personality that I'm attracted to, and I don't really care what people look like. So still, this boy was not my type. And what I mean by that is the other boys I dated were like, they matched my energy. But I get interested in this guy, which B, we're calling him. He didn't match my energy in any way. And for literally years, whenever I would randomly think about it, like if someone would ask, like, remember when you dated B? I'd be like, yeah, what was that?
Were you guys in the same class? Like
we were. He was in choir with us, okay. And like, he was in he was in classes with me, but he just is not a match for me in any way, and it really felt weird every time I looked back on it because I was also way more giddy about him than most guys I had dated. Like, I don't know what it was. My siblings, when they bring it up, they're always like, ugh, remember how she was around B? I didn't like who I was when I think about that period of time. And it wasn't until really recently, like in the last year or two, I was listening to someone else tell a story about somebody that they dated. And as soon as she said this thing, it clicked for me. B was... Oh gosh, I guess I'm going to bring up the church really quick. I grew up in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, as did most people in my high school. I feel like there is a certain like type, how do I phrase this? There's a box that you fit in if you fit being a member of the church. And I felt like I never quite fit. Like my friends fit, the boys around me fit, whatever. And I always really wanted to fit. I always really wanted that lifestyle. I wanted my life to be that way. And I never felt like I was quite good enough. Okay. B was the box. Like if you picture the most perfect member of the church, it was B. And I think that's what it was. As soon as he showed any interest in me, I felt like, oh my gosh, maybe I'm good enough. Like maybe I can fit in the box. Maybe I can have this, like, the way that this is supposed to be. Like, I don't know, I just had this, like, ideal in my head of how it was supposed to be, and I never felt like I was that. So I think I, like, clung on to that really hard as soon as he showed any interest. So I got really needy and attached, and, like, I would do anything to be with B, even though he didn't make eye contact with me or ask me to hang out with him first. Like, I was usually the one initiating. He didn't want to chit chat with me on the phone. We very rarely held hands or even hugged. I think we kissed like twice the entire time we were together, which
Wait, really?
Yes. If anybody knows me really well, like literally we only kissed like twice.
I'm over here like, what?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Like, physical affection is like top of my love languages or whatever. Physical touch, I guess, is what it's called. Love languages. Anyway. Yeah. We only kissed like twice. So we were not a match. It made zero sense. Despite all that, I was in love with B, and I was going to marry this guy. Like, which is the stupidest thing of all time to think about now. Like, I would have been so unhappy marrying this person. He would have been so unhappy. Thank goodness he had the wherewithal to know that. But, yeah, we dated like the second half of my senior year. And I'm not talking enough about the one and only. Michael and I are best friends.
Yes.
We had been Trevere partners. We are like, we work together at Cold Stone. We spend a fair amount of time, like, being involved in each other's lives.
He knows all about you and your boyfriend.
Yeah, he's like my best friend. Oh, he and B were good friends. And so I would often, like, be kind of picking his brain. Like, how do I get another date with him or whatever? Like, I don't know. I was always so annoying about it. So we graduate high school. I'm still with B, and he just ghosts me before ghosting is a thing. I don't know. I don't remember if he didn't have a cell phone. When we did talk, it was on his home phone. I would call him every so often. No one would answer. I mean, even his family members, because again, this is a home phone.
Yes.
So it's like they're screening my calls maybe. Like, yeah, they're not answering. So I don't call very often because I feel weird, but I'm resorting to emailing him. Like, I'm literally emailing this guy trying to get his attention. I'm so confused because he's my boyfriend.
Yes.
So why are you just dropping off the face of the planet? I just don't understand at all. So again, my BFF, Michael Winters, is listening to me complain about this all the time, and I'm confused about it. And like, have you seen him? What's going on? Why? And we have plenty of mutual friends. So every so often I'd be like, hey, did you see B at church on Sunday? Like, how is he? What? I don't know. Looking back, I'm like, why didn't I get the hint? But I'll freaking tell you why. It's because I'm the most loyal person on the planet.
You really are.
And if you're sensing anger in my voice, it's because I'm jumping ahead too far. And also, it's not part of the story. Oh my gosh. I'm just really quick going to say that apparently he didn't like me because I wasn't loyal enough. Because one time I complimented his brother's haircut.
Oh, how dare you?
Clearly I chose the right guy because the first thing I ever said to him was, your brother is so handsome. Like, okay, just because I'm complimentary doesn't mean that I'm like, I am the most loyal person. It's almost a problem how loyal I am. And I'm clearly anyway. So he was ghosting me. I am still so loyal to this guy. And Michael is really getting more and more interested in me as time goes by. And we spend tons of time together, working together. And yeah, anyway, we're talking about B together. So there was one day, probably like in July. So, I mean, it's been a good couple of months. I went to work Cold Stone, and I had some really intense mouth pain that I had just kind of mentioned to my boss, Becky, who I loved, by the way. And she told me I should go to the dentist, which felt a little dramatic to me because I, being a loyal person, would never
Very loyal to your
leave
teeth.
work. No!
I was a good, you're a very good flosser and brusher, okay?
I am, that's true. But no, I'm not going to leave work to go to the dentist. Like, that feels insane. I'm like a really good employee.
Also loyal to your teeth.
That's very true.
Okay.
Thank goodness you're here, because at least maybe someone else was thinking she's loyal to her teeth.
Nope, I guarantee nobody else thought that.
I don't know why I'm talking about this for so long.
Okay.
And we're finally to the good part of the story, though, now that we've been going for 40 minutes. So she tells me I need to go to the dentist. I'm way too good of an employee for that. I'm not leaving. She says, we'll get Michael in here. Of course Michael comes, because he's the knight in shining armor. And so he takes over my shift. I go to the dentist, and apparently I need like emergent wisdom teeth getting pulled. So I awake, got all 4 pulled, like that moment, basically. The dentist gave me Vicodin, which I am very emotional on Vicodin, apparently, I discovered. So I was high on Vicodin that day. Obviously my cheeks are full of gauze, and I'm miserable, as anyone is, the day that they get 4 wisdom teeth pulled. And that evening I got a phone call from Becky, my boss that I love, to tell me that she was selling Cold Stone, and she had like it was a done deal. So I was really sad about that. Michael shows up with a Jamba Juice, like the sweetheart that he is, because I'm starving to death. My best friend bringing me a Jamba Juice, checking in, I'm supposed to be the one thanking him for the taking over my shift, but he's like, are you okay? I was so worried about, he's so nice. And then finally B calls me that day for the first time in who knows freaking how long.
How long would you say it was?
Like 2 months.
Oh, yeah, that's a substantial amount of time.
I think to be fair, I think there was a couple of times that there were check-ins. But for the most part, we are not, because he did come to say good luck before my first day of hair school. So there were very mild, quick encounters, but it wasn't like I still just didn't understand what was going on. It was a lot of confusion. So,
would you say you're still calling him your boyfriend at this point?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. There were a couple people that asked me on dates, and I was like, I'm still dating B. I needed a breakup to happen.
Yeah.
And I wasn't going to do it. I had already decided that I'm only good enough if he's interested in me, right? Yeah. And I know Michael had a conversation with B to say, you're being cruel. I don't know what the conversation was like. Maybe Michael would remember, but he did tell him, she's still, your girlfriend. You need to either be with her or stop stringing her along and break up, kind of a vibe. I don't really know how that conversation went down exactly. B calls me that day to say, hey, I'm hoping I can come over and chat with you. And I'm like, no. It's not a good day. I got my wisdom teeth pulled. I mean, I don't feel good. I don't look cute. And he's like, I know, I'm going to come see you. And I'm like, Michael's here. He brought me a Jamba. And he said, I know Michael's over there. I'm like, what? So B shows up. We're sitting on my couch in my living room. My very intimidating father is walking back and forth every so often. I think B feels uncomfortable. So he says, can we go for a drive? And I'm like, no, I'm not leaving. Absolutely not. He's like, can we, I just feel like it would be more comfortable if we talk elsewhere. Oh, it's so easy now to look back and be like,
I literally can't imagine doing this all the day I had my wisdom teeth pulled.
know.
I was in bed, out of it, in slobbering pudding all over myself.
Exactly. Yes. So, I don't want to talk to you right now.
Yeah.
And looking back, it's so insane that I actually got in the car with him. It's more comfortable for who? For you.
Yeah.
You're rude. Anyway, and also let me just really fast say, anybody that listens to this story and doesn't know B is going to think he's such a jerk. Let me just really quick. He is such a nice guy.
Well, he was all the boxes. Like, he was a good...
He is such a nice guy. And I don't actually, like, I don't think back to this and think, like, what a jerk. Maybe he thought that we weren't, like, it was assumed that we weren't together. And I thought that we were. I guess what I'm trying to say is he wasn't ever intentionally cruel.
Yeah.
So, again, let me just remind you that Michael's here.
Yes.
And he's like, can we go can we go for a drive? And I really don't want to, but somehow I end up in his car. I'm wearing, like, mismatched ugly sweats. Yeah, my cheeks I have, like, probably dried blood on my face, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a pretty picture. I'm actually, like, wrapped up in a blanket. He drives us, like, around a corner, parks at the park in my neighborhood, and proceeds to break up with me in the most, like, rip your heart out and stomp on it kind of way. And it feels pretty easy to remember how he said it because it feels so specific. He said, I am like a pot full of boiling hot water on a burning stove. You're looking at me like this doesn't sound familiar.
I am sure you've told me, but it's not sounding familiar.
And he said, and for some reason, you are hanging on. And it is burning your hands. And you will not let go. And I need you to let go. I was like...
It's kind of intense.
So intense. Like, and again, back to him not being cruel, I really think he was trying to come up with, like, the correct way to do it and didn't know how, maybe. I don't know. Like, and then he starts launching into, and I know your hands are blistered and they're going to burn and it's going to hurt and it's going to take a while, but eventually they will heal. And you will be okay. So I'm, like, kind of coming to, like, I guess he's finally breaking up with me. I guess I'm not good enough after all. And of course I'm blaming myself. I can't even look at, like, maybe this isn't a person I actually want to marry. Like, it's insane that I ever thought this. There's nothing about him that would be what I would want in a spouse at all. Like, he doesn't have any of the things that I personally for myself need on my list. But I wasn't good. Like, I'm the one that's not good enough for him.
Yeah.
Right? It was so upsetting. And it's about this moment that I'm like, okay, I just have a question. Why is Michael here? Because I bet you all forgot that Michael is here and he's sitting in the back seat. Why is he sitting back there? What
Michael's just
on
sitting there,
earth?
Like,
Okay. It's so weird.
Yeah.
And then he proceeds to explain to me that he thinks Michael and I are a good match. And I remember him using the words, nothing would make me happier than my two best friends getting married. What business did we have talking about marriage so much when we were 18 years old? I don't know. Like, and why did he jump into marriage? Like, Michael and I have nothing going on.
Have you and Michael kissed at this point?
No.
Okay, yeah.
No, like, I have zero interest in Michael at all. Like, there's nothing between us at this point. And he's like, nothing would make me happier than my two best friends getting married. So then I said this, like, infamous line that Michael loves to laugh about still. I'm flabbergasted that B is bringing up that Michael and I should get married. So I, with all of the rage in my soul and all of the emotions and all of the everything, the gauze in my mouth, I, like, get so mad and I scream, even if I don't marry you, I will never marry Michael. And I got out of the car and slammed the door and, like, walked away in my slippers. And I'm crying, wrapped up in this princess blanket, like, outside, like, just the ugliest cry of all time. And here comes Michael coming to just, like, comfort me and hold me and do all the right best friend things. Pretty sure I got in the back seat actually with Michael while B awkwardly drove us back and dropped me and Michael off at my parents' house, where Michael then comforted me. What worst breakup ever, but biggest favor ever, clearly. So Michael and I are now free, I guess, to date, but I, again, have no interest. I just proceeded to be so depressed over B. Like, I just could not get over it. And it wasn't, again, now, like, looking back, it wasn't about B. I was, like, having, like, a crisis of identity or something. Like, I guess I'm not good enough. Like, maybe I'll never fit in this box. Like, I guess, like, nobody will ever want to marry me. I'm not. It's so embarrassing, but it was real. Like,
it's just sad.
It is sad. It is. And just thinking about, like, getting so worked up when I'm, like, 18 years old that no one will want to marry me because of this one person. Like, it's just, such a bummer. But Michael was super there for me, as per usual. And we became, I feel like, even better friends. Like, it got to a point where we were hanging out every single day. He was at my house all the time, but I really never had any interest in him. He got his mission call to Oslo, Norway, and he's going to be leaving in 4 months. And pretty soon after Michael got his mission call, I guess his story was that he had been, this is super sweet, praying about how to help me because I was so depressed. And he just couldn't figure out how to help his best friend, like, feel better. And he had this thought about a list that he had made, you know, I don't know, at church or a church activity or something, about the list, like the list of qualities that you would want in a spouse. And so he decided to look at the list and realized that I checked off every single one, except the only thing was that they had to, something like, oh, I wish he had this list. Like he still like physically had the list. Something like that they would need to love him more than anything or something like that. But everything else was like, oh my gosh, that's Michelle. And he felt really strongly that he was supposed to pursue me. Like, it was an undeniable sort of feeling, which is not something that he had planned to do since he was about to go on a mission. And for the record, my mom had always kind of said that I never recommended waiting for a missionary, and said, like, it's not really ever fair to the girl that waits or the boy. Like, it's just so hard. And I had also, clearly, I had no business waiting for a missionary because I couldn't be single for more than like a few weeks at a time, I guess. So that was not in my plans for sure. Not that I had any interest in Michael, but I knew that I was not a person that would wait for a missionary. But Michael decides that he's going to not just pursue me, but the way he decides to tell me is he literally sat me down in my parents' basement like the following day, and he explained to me very logically why we should get married.
Did he have this list with him at that time?
No.
Oh, okay.
In fact, I don't even know if I knew about the list at this moment.
He just looking at him like he's
freaking psycho. Like, yeah. No, he just kind of like sat down and was like, you know, I think that we make a really good pair. He's like listing off reasons why he thinks that we would be a very compatible married couple. And I'm looking at him like he's nuts. I'm so confused. And I literally said, he said, I think that I want to marry you. Like, I'm going to marry you. And I was like, Michael, you're like my brother, and the thought of kissing you makes me sick. That's literally what I said.
Yeah.
And he looks at me dead in the eyes and said, Michelle, my willpower is stronger than yours, and I will make you fall in love with me. I was like, what the freaking heck? Like, what is happening right now? And I was just kind of like, okay, like, that's obviously not going to happen.
Yeah.
And I just felt like, oh, cute, nerdy Michael. Like, that's not happening. It's funny because I mentioned it to my parents maybe the next day or later that day, and they were looking at each other smiling. Like
they were like, oh, that'd be
yeah,
so cute.
Obviously. Yeah. And I was like, what? Are you not confused? Like, there's been zero interest in Michael. And they were like, he's clearly like an ideal, like he's always here. He treats you so well. Something that my mom really loved about Michael is that I always showed Michael exactly who I was, which, how sweet that's such
sweet.
a gift, honestly, such a gift. He saw me at my very worst, the moments that I had like lost things and I am throwing a tantrum and like literally throwing things out of anger, trying to find something. Like he saw the parts of me that I didn't even show to my girlfriends because I don't know why I felt comfortable enough to be that way in front of him, but he always saw all of the worst parts of me. I never felt like I had to filter who I actually was around Michael. I didn't ever have to make myself up or have my hair a specific way. Like he was just my best friend, like a brother. And it's so sweet that that's how it started. But yeah, he really did everything he could to make me fall in love. Like anything I wanted, it was there. And it got really obnoxious. I didn't know how to like not hurt his feelings. But if we were casually texting and I said that I was craving ice cream, 20 minutes later, my favorite ice cream, because he knows what my favorite ice cream is at my doorstep. Like, it was anything I wanted. It was there. He was always there for me. He just romanced the heck out of me. He made a big to-do about our first kiss. He was always talking about how good our first kiss was going to be, which I just thought was so silly.
Eye roll and kind of gross when he would say it, or
gross isn't the right word, but it was kind of just like, oh, Michael. And I went from thinking I would never kiss him to getting to a point where I was like, maybe we should just freaking get this over with, so he'll like quit with like talking about how magical it's going to be or whatever. There was one time that we were at Cold Stone working, and he must have made like another remark about how magical our first kiss was going to be. And I was just like, oh my gosh. And I grabbed his face and like pulled him in. He was like an inch away from me, and he stopped and like pulled back, and he was like, this is not how our first kiss goes down. And I was like, what? I'd never been rejected like that before. And he became so much more appealing like as the time went by, because I don't know how he did it. I don't know, but he just slowly started. I really did start to fall in love with him. But again, he's going on a mission very soon. So I'm not really willing to give myself to him. But yeah, we do start kind of holding hands, and I'm kind of thinking it's never going to go anywhere. Finally, we're at my parents' house in the living room. I think we may have just come home from work or something. I'm like not in cute clothes, of course. I'm like, why would I care about that? And I don't even know how we got into this position, but somehow it's go time. We're kissing, and not we're kissing, but clearly this is the night it's happening. A kiss will happen. I don't know why it's going to happen tonight in my parents', living room, but that's what's happening. But he didn't just kiss me. He's so romantic. It sounds really weird to say like on this podcast. He's like Eskimo kissing my nose. He's sliding his cheek across my cheek. He's pulling away just a little bit and sliding across the other cheek. He is nuzzling the heck out of my face for like a long time, Mandy. Yeah. Not like a couple minutes. I think he was nuzzling my face for like a good 10 minutes.
He's teasing you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, he's teasing me. At one point, he even like slid his lips across my lips without actually kissing me. Like it was for so long until finally, he just like gently kisses me, and it is the only time that I got giddy over a kiss like that.
Really?
The only time. Like of course I would be like, ooh, yay, like we kissed and it was great. But I my insides were just like the butterflies were going crazy. My heart's racing. It's fireworks. Like it was what you want in a first kiss. And
your parents are just there clapping.
They would have been because they love Michael. Oh, they're just they love Michael. But when he left and closed the door, I was squealing on the other side. Like, and I've never done that. I was like doing like the jumping around. It was
the best
oh
first
my
kiss.
gosh, the best first kiss ever. The best kiss I have ever had. And I really enjoyed kissing lots of boys. So like it was incredible. And when I would tell my friends, they'd just be like, Michael Winters, because it's just not what you expect. Anyway, so it was like really quickly I was falling for him after that. It did not take long. But I was still not willing to call myself his girlfriend. I really didn't want to wait for him. He was, for weeks and weeks, he was like trying to get me to agree that we were together. I even kissed a couple of other guys in this period of time, which is such a bummer. Yeah. Like looking back, it's like, dang it, Michelle, like why'd you do that? But even then, like he still loves me. Like he's still, and he knew that it was happening, and he would just like be like,
powering on.
It's all right. Yeah. Like we're gonna power in there. Like we're gonna power through that. But eventually we took a kissing picture, took the picture of us. And I loved it so much I couldn't help but put it on the background of my phone. And the next day a girlfriend saw it at hair school and she asked me like, whoa, wait a minute. I thought you and Michael weren't dating. And I don't remember exactly how it went down, but I think I just kind of like rolled my eyes and was like, I guess I am. And then my best friend texted him and was like, Michelle finally just like claimed you as hers.
Oh, that's cute.
But even still, I wasn't going to wait for him. Clearly, I wasn't like super serious about Michael until we went to a fireside by Richard G. Scott at like ISU's Institute. Yeah. Were you there?
I was there. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Crazy.
We didn't know that our spirits were there together.
Oh my gosh. Mandy and I hadn't met yet.
We haven't. We were going to meet in a mere month.
Oh, soulmates.
We were.
We are soulmates.
I took over Michael. He left and it made space for me.
Aww. Aw, cute. Anyway, so we go to this fireside, and anybody who knows Richard G. Scott, he is a romantic as well. He loved the heck out of his wife. And
Richard G. Scott is an apostle for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Oh, he was. He's now dead, but
I should have said that. Sorry, I'm like assuming.
Oh, it's okay. I also was like not thinking that. But.
Yeah, so higher up in our church, and he's, was very romantic about his wife, and he talked about how he proposed to his wife before he went on his mission. And Michael like squoze my hand, and I'm like, oh, no.
Don't start thinking that.
That's not happening. And he said something that alluded to, like, if you know, there's no reason to put it off kind of thing. I actually do know that other people got engaged because of that very talk. People were feeling the love that night, clearly. I mean, it was almost Valentine's Day.
Yeah. I mean, we were an institute where it's just a bunch of people that are thinking they're supposed to get married.
Yeah, totally, for sure. So that night, he was driving me home, and he told me he wanted to get me a ring. And I'm like, no, I don't want, like, don't get me a promise ring. I've told you, I'm not making you any promises. I was very... very intense about anytime it got brought up. I was like, I'm not, like, it was very much, I don't know, we'll see what happens. Like, I'm not waiting for you there. I'm not making a promise that I'm going to break. I'm not doing it. But that night he was like, no, I think I really want to, like, I think I would feel more comfortable if you did have a ring, because I feel like if you took it off, I would know that you were for sure not.
Like, it would help him to know where you truly were.
Yeah, almost. And I was still kind of like, no. And he was just like, all I would be asking is that you wouldn't like pursue anyone else unless you felt like an undeniable like prompting from God, basically, that you were supposed to. And I was kind of like, oh, I mean, I can agree to that. Like, that's kind of when it like clicked. Like, I'm just usually not one to make a decision on a whim or for just like a moment to, I'm a big overthinker. I really have to be sure about something, but there was something about that moment that I just kind of knew in my soul. Like, yeah, I can promise that. I think I just didn't believe in myself that I could last
Could wait
2
2 years, yeah.
Like, I was such a relationships girl.
Yeah,
I
you
wasn't
had a boyfriend like
always.
all through high school.
I'm very monogamous. Like,
Yeah.
I never even enjoyed just like going on date. Like, I wanted to have a boyfriend
Yeah.
all the time. I was like married to anyone I was in a relationship with, essentially. And I don't know, but just something clicked that night, and I just like knew, like, I would marry Michael tomorrow. I don't know. I just like somehow I knew. But again, I still thought he was going to give me like a promise ring.
Yeah.
But the next day, we were hanging out, but he had said that he wanted to go for a drive. And I was like, okay. So I got in his car, and when he got into the car, I saw a ring box in his pants, like in his pocket. And so I could see the thought process the whole time. Oh, Michael, being the romantic he was, didn't do a good job with this planning. He just kind of was like, he had the ring and he was gonna give it to me. But it's like an ugly, muddy day in February.
Yeah,
It's not cute. And he's like driving around desperately looking for a spot that he's gonna like give me this ring, I guess, or something. And he goes to this park, and he parked after, he was playing like our songs, like all the songs that we've been falling in love to. And we got out of the car, walked up this like muddy hill in my white shoes. And I wish I could remember any of the things that he said. I think I didn't know that I didn't know it was going to go down the way that it did. I just thought he was going to give me this promise ring.
Yeah.
But he fully got on a knee and opened up the ring box and, like, you know, full name, the whole nine, like, Michelle, will you marry me? Was the words. And I was like, yes, like, yeah, I will. And so we got freaking engaged before his mission, to the point that we even like put it on our Facebook status, like, or not status, but like relationship.
Official.
I was engaged to Michael before his mission we were Facebook engaged. And yeah, I was engaged to him the whole time he was on his mission. Freaking crazy.
It is.
It would have been really embarrassing had it not worked out.
When you told me, it was such a foreign concept.
Oh yeah, nobody did that.
No, I can't say I waited for my husband, but like the thought of
him proposing to
me before, it just felt like, wait, people do that? Even though the whole time he was gone, I kind of assumed I'd probably marry him. We were talking the whole time, but it was like, oh, I didn't even realize that was like, people did that.
No, that's because people didn't.
You did.
People did not do that.
Yeah.
And that was on February 6th, and he left on his mission on February 17th. So it was very soon before that I did agree that I would wait. And when he got home, it was very quick. We booked the temple.
You had the dates planned before he returned
We
home.
decided while he was at the MTC when we would get married.
Yeah.
We had picked out the date.
Via handwritten letters.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Did you email him while he was gone? Or was
I could email him. He wasn't
Okay.
allowed to email me.
Okay.
I had to wait for a family member to forward it on, which didn't ever happen.
Did you handwrite the letters then?
Yes.
Okay.
His letters to me. Yes. Okay. I hand wrote him every day, actually. I never missed a day, but it was journal entry kind of.
that makes
So
sense.
I would write every day and then send it to him once a week. So it was kind of like I was journaling.
Yeah.
But I would email him also once a week. He was just allowed to send home a generic email that got sent out, and then he hand wrote me. So he got home end of January. We were just fell back in step, and gosh, I just got what I wanted. Like, he loved all of me, and I got exactly what I always wanted without having to fit in the box. Mm-hmm. Like, he just...
You were his box.
I'm
he
his
had
box.
His list and you were his box.
And I got everything.
Yeah.
I got everything. I didn't have to be something different in order to be enough. Like, I just always was enough to him. So I love how our story went down. Like, I love that I didn't feel like I had to hide pieces of myself. But yeah, clearly it was the right call, because 13 years later, and we're still just happy as ever.
Yes, and I can attest from being the friend that they are madly in love. They love every piece of each other, and he still would get her ice cream if she said she wanted it. He would... That was not an act. He is still that same Michael.
And he knows my favorite kind.
He knows your favorite kind. It's true.
He's sweet.
It's a very sweet story. There have been a lot of kind of sad stories, and this is just a happy one.
Yeah.
As far as like
just a happy
podcast stories so far.
Story.
So I appreciate you sharing it. I had a smile on my face for a lot of this story. I could see you. You had the biggest smile through a lot of it. It's just very sweet.
I'm glad that you were able to be okay hearing that story, because you know every freaking detail of that story. Should we tell our story?
Oh, we could. We could just do like a quick...
Yes. It doesn't take long.
Okay. So yeah, like I said, I was kind of waiting for my boyfriend, high school boyfriend. He got home from his mission. And Julie, that was
Michael's
dated
girlfriend.
Michael. We only had some of the same classes together in college, and I was engaged to my missionary, and I had never had my hair done before, really, and I wanted to have a very stylish new hairdo for my wedding.
So... Oh my gosh. I still, like,
You're
when
baffled.
I think about this still, it's so crazy. I'm in freaking hair school.
She's in hair school. So, not a place that most people would go to for their wedding hair.
Yeah.
But Julie's like, I have this friend who does mine. I really like her. She does mine blonde. I wanted blonde highlights. I'm like, great. So Julie goes with me to the hair school.
So Mandy sits in my chair, and we're chit-chatting as I'm coloring. We had been together for, like, your hair was half foiled by the time I spotted your ring, probably.
Oh, like, I remember this.
No, I specifically remember because, there was no going back. Like, the foils were in, like, hair is being done. And I'm like, wait, you're engaged? I don't remember how it got brought. Like, maybe I spotted your ring. No, that week, Mandy. That freaking week, you were there on a Tuesday, I know, because hair schools are also closed. My hair school was closed on Monday, and it was Tuesday, and you were like, yeah, I'm getting married. And Mandy, you're so cute, actually. You're kind of shy.
Oh, I am.
Which is crazy.
I am shy. I'm very shy.
Like, thinking about my Mandy.
My Mandy.
Aww. Thinking about my Mandy sitting in my chair, like, I have a memory of you just being kind of like quiet.
Yeah, like Julie was there through.
So she was there because chit-chatting.
I needed a comfort person because I don't like.
You're hearing all about Michael.
Oh yeah, I was.
Like, what? You're engaged? We were pretty far into it when I realized you're engaged, and I'm kind of having to, like, maybe drag information out of you a little bit. Probably. Like, oh my gosh, when are you getting married? And you were like, did you get married on Friday or Saturday?
I feel like it was a Saturday. Yeah.
Okay, and you said Saturday, and I was like, what?
You're like,
you have virgin hair, and you're getting married
technically, I had boxed highlights, but that had been
but like a long time before.
But this was like, well, actually, no, I had gone in because my mom said she would pay for me to finally get highlights to correct a boxed highlight that had happened.
Okay.
And she paid for that. But again, that was like...
Okay.
I don't know.
For some reason...
I feel like I don't...
I thought it was like virgin hair. Maybe it was... I mean, it had just been so long.
It had, and I think I'd only had it done one time.
It was essentially like natural hair color.
Yeah. It was a lot of natural hair color.
Yeah. And I'm so braggy about myself in this podcast.
No, but
I remember having the thought, like, thank goodness you're sitting in my chair and not someone else's, because you're not going to leave here with yellow hair.
And it literally, because that's what happened. I feel like the other time I went to the hair school, it was like I was embarrassed to go cheer at my basketball game that night. Mm-hmm. But it was probably like one of the best highlights I'd ever had in my entire life. Like, even to today, like, it was such a good highlight.
Yeah, it looked very good.
So
it was exactly what you wanted.
It was.
It looked great.
We clearly...
You were so happy.
Did so good. I also, at this time, was working at an ice cream shop. She was working at Cold Stone. I was working at my in-laws' ice cream shop. They own an ice cream shop. And really, actually, so I had a class with her, but she also actually worked with me. I don't know why I forgot that part. And we needed another employee. And Julie said, hey, what about my friend Michelle, who works at this other our competing ice cream shop? Like, maybe she could.
And you may recall that ownership had switched over, and I did not love my boss. Yeah. And so it wasn't a hard switch, but oh my gosh, best switch ever. I freaking loved working for your father-in-law. He's the greatest man.
He is.
And it honestly was the best job to have during those 2 years.
And our friendship just, we clicked so fast. We instantly just became the best of friends.
We've been BFFs ever since.
Yep.
Soulmates.
Thank you, Julie.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Thank you, ice cream.
Thank you.
Our first love.
And we still we just
had ice cream last night.
Ice cream. Yeah, it is ingrained in us. So.
In our relationship.
Yes. So. Mm-hmm.
So you were there for the whole time I waited for Michael.
Yep.
Threw me my bridal shower.
I did. Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm. That was so fun. Well,
okay, well, that's a wrap.
Thank you for sharing that for sharing that story with us, Michelle. Okay. Bye.
Bye.
As you've heard, Michelle has been a dear friend of mine for 15 years. I tell her that our anniversary is similar to my husband Britt and I's anniversary, just because I met her while I was getting ready to get married. So it's kind of fun to relate to her when it comes to dating someone, being on a Latter-day Saint mission, even though she was engaged to hers and I was not. I was still going on dates and living my life while my husband was gone. But still, it was kind of fun to have somebody going through it after I had just gone through a similar experience with my now husband. So I hope you enjoyed that. I know this was a little bit longer of an episode, so I'm going to keep my talking to a minimum today. I will see you here again next week on the Sippin' on Stories podcast.